What's up? It's Eddie here. Want to talk about the rise of Bitcoin right now. Right now it's at about $34 per coin. And I just have a few top talking points I want to talk about. Personally, I believe Bitcoin is going to take off. I think it's got out of this little hurdle or stumbling block, and I think it's going to take off. I think for the most part, the security on the Bitcoin is fairly tight, and it's still rising. You know, it went up, then went down, now it's back up again. And what I want to talk about today is I believe that Bitcoin is going to be worth maybe $100, $200 within the next 3 years. Maybe within the next 2 years, I'd say Bitcoin is going to be worth about $100 per coin. The only way that won't happen is if there is some sort of flaw in the system, which I don't believe there are any flaws in the system, meaning any security incidents, any security issues with the actual wallet and the Bitcoins and the transactions. I believe that is tight. Now, with that in mind, I believe, again, that Bitcoin will be worth $100 within the next 2 years. Right now it's 2013, the month of March, 1st of March. So I believe in the next 2 years, within the next 2 years. Now I'd say within the next 1 year. Within the next year, as long as the security remains is cool, and anything like that, everything like that stays cool, then I think it's going to be $100 within the next year. Again, minus any type of security issues. So I want to talk about what is going to make. Hold on one second. Let me turn this light on here. What is going to make Bitcoin shoot up? Right now it's at about $34, $35 per coin. I don't want to get on here and make this whole thing about what you can buy right now with Bitcoin. The bad thing, and basically Silk Road. This is not going to be about Silk Road. Obviously, Silk Road, you can buy anything, any type of drugs you want on Silk Road with Bitcoins. Mainly they accept Bitcoins. They offer many different types of marijuana, ecstasy, some stuff I don't know what it is, mushrooms, all that stuff on Silk Road. But besides Silk Road, what is going to push, because I do believe that Silk Road is one of the main engines behind the increase of the price of Bitcoin. But what I'm wondering is what's going to be the thing that pushes it, is going to launch it. What can you buy over the internet what can you buy? What do you want to buy anonymously over the internet? Like, maybe not even buy. What services would you want? What services would you want to purchase anonymously using Bitcoin? Now, the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm not a promoter of prostitution, but that's like the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, you could just basically buy have prostitutes for just buy them anonymously and tell them, hey, meet me at such and such. Pay them in bitcoins, attach a little note to your transaction, and boom, you know, they can't prove the coins came from you. You know, that's my first instinct. Like, that's one of the things that I believe might push it over. Like, I don't know why it hasn't taken off. Maybe it's already out there and I haven't seen it, but that's one of the things. And another thing is not to go into the quote-unquote bad topics of anonymity, but I don't even know if I should publish this. I don't want to say that, but I'm not anonymous. What else? What things would you want to do anonymously and pay for anonymously? Bitcoins. What about information? Buying information anonymously. Somebody provides you with some information, you pay in bitcoins. How about that? Even though this really is not directly connected to Bitcoin, but I believe that when the 3D printers, the smaller 3D printers become more popular within the households, I believe that is going to allow Bitcoin to take off as well. When you have these people making private things with their little 3D printer, I'm not saying they're going to be printing out, you know, maybe they might be printing out cards, credit cards. They might be printing out little gadgets, little toys. If you're not too familiar with what 3D printers are, just go ahead and look up what's the name of that 3D printer? BotMaker. That's one of the popular 3D printers. Is BotMaker. You can make basically anything out of plastic. And it takes a while. Right now, it takes a while for the printing to occur. Maybe like a few hours, but I mean, you can print basically anything out of plastic. They've began printing cartridges, magazines for AK-47, extended clips. They're doing that as of right now. I mean, they're basically going to be printing basically everything, and I think that's going to help out the Bitcoin, not just because of the things that are going to be printing, but also because of the feature of no reverse payment. So if you buy a device from somebody who printed out on a 3D printer from like a small company, you're going to pay that in Bitcoins and you're going to get the product. Now if that product is defective, obviously you can, if it's a good company, you can send it back, but if they put in there no returns, you know, it is what it is. No returns. Bitcoin doesn't allow reverse payment. So I think that's going to be one of the things that makes Bitcoins take off. Another feature I believe is going to affect Bitcoins and increase the price are drones. Now, when I say drones, I'm not talking about the type of drones that go over and shoot missiles. No, I'm talking about drones on a smaller scale. The ones that cost maybe $2,000-3,000. This goes back to the information. Maybe you're a fairly large company and want to not really spy on your competitor, but maybe you're a small company, you just want information about structure of a building or structure. Well, maybe structure of a building. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe take some good pictures. From so high. You can do that with a drone. Without actually renting a helicopter and going up there and taking pictures. You can actually rent a drone, and the drone can take pictures from, get some good quality pictures up there for you. You can also use drones to monitor. Maybe you could use drones to, I don't know, there's like a million reasons why you would use drones. But I think that's going to also increase the price of Bitcoins. So my question to you is, what do you believe that's going to make the Bitcoin take off at a rapid pace? Of course, you have the money laundering, the drugs, the secret service, the services. But I'm just asking, what do you think is going to make the Bitcoin price just take off to $100 a coin? Leave your answers in the comments. I will read it. Thank you. Goodbye.